Hello, hi everyone. How is everyone doing? How is life right there where you are? How is everything? How is everything going on? Yeah, it's been a while since we last had a chat. For those who are new here, please subscribe and share with your fellow colleagues. Yeah, ideas stipulated here are personal ideas and opinions of which they are subject to discussion, and we are open for discussion and feedback. Thank you so much who take time to watch our new videos and what we are out. And we shall continue pushing. However much we are not consistent enough because of the ongoing ups and downs, but we shall stabilize, inshallah. Thank you so much for watching. We today I don't know what to talk about. It's Sunday, a very cool Sunday. Thank you so much. I would love to appreciate. I received so much feedback, so many comments about how we do. Today I've decided to change the location from the usual one, and you can see the setting. It's a weekend mood. So, how is everyone doing? It's been a while since we last had a chat, since we last talked about anything actually on this channel. Not because I want it like that, but sometimes I'm engaged and I can't find time to have such videos. Not because I don't have what to say. So, today I want to talk about the impending defeat. It's now clear the way things are. Today we are going to talk about politics, specifically Kenyan politics, and I want us to dive into the real politics of the day, the real politics. I want us to digest and understand how these things are being done, how these things uh, are supposed to play out, and what should we read out of the decisions and all the fracas, the political fracas and games and gimmicks that are being played right now in the political scene in Kenya. So many things are going to happen. So many things are still happening. But who will emerge the winner on 9 August of this year? Who will be the winner? Who will be the leader to look up for after the August polls? So there are so many. All the people that comment about this politics, they are always, most of them are always partial. They always have a side they are leaning on, but me, I come out as a person with a sober mind. I just speak things as they are. No one is paying me, no one is influencing me, and I have no interest in their election. So I want us to, I bring to you what I think, not biased whatsoever. I bring you the things as I see them. So personally, now it is clear Kalonzo Musyoka is in Azimio la Umoja, that is let me just Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Amolo Odinga, Gideon Moi, Martha Karua, Dr. Alfred Mutua, Kivutha Kibwana, this lady, Kenya leader, she's called Charity Njiru. So all of these guys and Kalonzo Musyoka, they are all in Azimio la Umoja and so many others. All of those people. On the other side of Kenya Kwanza, we have Dr. William Samoei Ruto. We have we have we have Musalia Mudavadi. We have Moses Masika Wetangula. We have now Moses Kuria, William Kabogo. There are so many others, very many of them. So as we see now, it seems the Azimio la Umoja is faced by a challenge of having too many big names, of which some of the big names don't add up when it comes to votes. That's their main challenge they have. These guys expect positions and big positions, yet they have little or nothing they contribute towards the votes. Because like when you see like Uhuru Kenyatta, 70 at least 75% of his Mount Kenya region is controlled by William Ruto. You go to Gideon Moi, 90% of the Kalenjin and Rift Valley is controlled by William Ruto. Put that one aside. Martha Karua comes from Central Kenya. She even failed to win a gubernatorial seat, and she was defeated by this lady from Kirinyaga. She was defeated. You get Anne Waiguru. She was defeated by Anne Waiguru. We go to another one. Kivuta Kibwana, just those ones are just outgoing governors. Alfred Mutua, Mandaleo Chapchap, his political party has no. I don't even know they are one of any single MP from there from his party. You go. The only person with votes in this coalition now is Raila Amolo Odinga, that controls the voting bloc of the Luo Nyanza, and Kalonzo Musyoka, that controls the Kamba Nation. At least 70%, controls at least 70%, and the rest of the 30 is shared by Kivuta Kibwana, Charity Njiru, and Alfred Mutua. So you look at all these big names, they bring their baggage into the coalition, yet they have nothing to offer. Yet in terms of votes, leave alone the money, they have money, they are loaded, but when it comes to it, how does their big names contribute towards the votes? That's the main challenge with Azimio La Umoja. And all of those people, you look at Gideon Moi wants to be a DP. Martha Karua wants to be in the DP position. Uhuru Kenyatta wants to bring someone to be a DP position. Like I had this, I forgot the name, this guy from Mount Kenya, Peter Kenneth, yes. He wants to Peter Kenneth to so that he can safeguard his position. His interest in Azimio La Umoja. So when you look at all these big figures, they are just bringing their baggage, political baggage, to the coalition, expecting positions. Now you see all this humiliation that Kalonzo Musyoka is facing because of those big names, which is not something happening in Kenya Kwanza. You know why? Kenya Kwanza Ruto went as far as possible, as early as possible, and engaged directly with the people. Raila Odinga had mastered a technique of dealing with the top leaders. He comes to Western Kenya, he picks some few leaders, like the Kakamega Senator, Wycliffe Oparanya. He picks Eugene Wamalwa, just like that. So these people, they control just carry. Some of them control some votes, but they're small, they are marginal. So they cannot help you get the bigger prize, which is the presidency. So you burden yourself with people that do not bring votes, yet they expect positions, the positions that would have been filled by people who have votes. So you end up losing the real votes because you want to accommodate these big names. Because these guys like Martha Karua, when Martha Karua addresses a UN conference, they will listen. But back in Kenya, in her home ground in Kirinyaga, no one will listen to her. So that's the big challenge in Azimio La Umoja. And another thing, another baggage they have, why I think they cannot defeat William Ruto as of now. Things can change, but I think stand now, they are battling too much. You saw what happened when they were trying to propose that this thing of zoning, that each political party should be left in a certain. It brought a lot of fracas and a lot of confusion. Now look like Nairobi, Tim Wanyonyi, and then Uhuru Kenyatta brought in a very, 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 very novice guy in politics. How can that guy defeat a guy like Sakaja? How? The guy is from a boardroom. He doesn't even know how politics, how votes are big, how you can traverse looking for votes. He doesn't. So he's used to, because I remember that guy came to deputize Mike Song. He resigned even in less than a year. So a week, I think it's called Polycarp Igade. Just came in, just a few days, and he was given the card. Now this guy, the other guys felt, you know, is this Richard Ngatia. The guy had been on ground for almost 4 years looking for a governor seat, but because of zoning, they got to leave some position to to Uhuru Kenyatta because he's part of the coalition. Of which he's part of the coalition, he only brings the deep state. He doesn't bring votes. That's a challenge with them. Maybe he has assured them that he will use the deep state to install Raila into power. That's why they are meeting all his demands. But now the challenge is, as Mira Umoja, let me not even talk about that. Raila Amolo Odinga is captured. He's not his own man as he used to be. That's why even if he becomes president, there will be no difference from Uhuru Kenyatta too. Things are going to stay the same because he doesn't have the power to hire all fire. So when you hear Kalonzo Musyoka saying that I'm supposed to talk with Uhuru Kenyatta, that means Uhuru Kenyatta is the one holding the chips, not Raila Amolo Odinga. So they think of setting up a committee that is the one supposed to vet, that is the committee is supposed to vet who is going to be a running mate. That's a total job. A committee including Sabina Chege, she's also interested in the position. So when I saw her leaving her position, as an MP, area MP, I knew something was coming up. So all this drama running around and pretending they are doing something, they are just wasting time. The bad thing is they have the state power. So they can use it any way they can, any way possible, to make sure they are installed in power, they don't get out of power. Because the challenge they are facing now and the fear they have over William Ruto, if at all he gets the power, he will never forget all the humiliation he has been subjected to. He will never forget that. So no one is willing to let that go. No one is willing to let him go up to become a president who can fire and hire almost 53,000 workers on his day of inauguration. 3,000 workers can actually lose their job in that first day of inauguration. So how do you expect these guys like Matiangi, these guys like Paul Mucheru, those guys that are being that are enjoying the state machinery and state money, state resources, how do you expect those guys to let him win? With all the drama they have caused, everything they have done to him, the humiliation, I don't think they can allow that. They will fight tooth and nail to see it doesn't succeed. But the challenge is more determined, and if he wins, that means he will have more numbers. Almost split the country by a half. So if someone controls the whole population at least by a half, or more than a half, that's a very, very big tragedy they are going to have after elections. And that's why I think after the elections, we will need another handshake. And even if Raila Amolo Odinga makes it to the government, his government will be a troubled government because it has too many people, big people, elephants in it. Because if Kalonzo Musyoka, let's say they have a coalition government, Kalonzo Musyoka controls like 60 MPs, or let's say like 30 MPs. Gideon Moi has 5 from Kano, over 10. Uhuru Kenyatta has 15, over 30. Odinga himself has like 50. So all of them coming up as a coalition government, they will make the numbers, bring the speaker and all of that. But what will happen if Kalonzo's interests are threatened? What will happen? He will move away. And if he moves away, that means you are no longer the majority in parliament. That means things can go either way. They can even impeach the president, which is a Western scenario we wouldn't want to witness. Otherwise, African politics, we are not ready to go there. A president to accept that I have been impeached and I have to go home. Africa, in my own opinion, we haven't reached that state. Because if someone, even if he has only 30% of the population that is behind him, I don't think he can work with that guy. We can just give it up just like that. Because his supporters will also come and he will not accept, and he will have to fight back. And looking at the character of William Ruto, is not someone that just backs down just like that and gives up. I don't see that happening. The way he has worked hard. The one thing he has done, he has dealt with these young politicians who have limited expectations. Some of them have very expectations, but they are still growing and grooming their expectations. But look at Azmio. Azmio has like 5 possible presidents they have ever contested to be presidents. So such kind of people with such kind of thinking are very hard to manage than having the Kimani Wamatangi, the Kimani Chungwas, the this guy Moses Kuria. Those ones are easy to manage, including Moses Wetangula. Apart from Mudavadi, Mudavadi is the only big wig in Kenya Kwanza, apart from William Ruto. So he doesn't have too many big people to please, which is going to bring Azmio a problem. They are trying to appease anyone, and which some of them cannot be appeased. So if Kalonzo Musyoka is denied that position, I assure you, he might not move out of the coalition, but his votes from Ukambani will be cut by 50%. Regardless of his decision to stay or keep quiet, it doesn't matter. As long as the Kamba people feel they are betrayed, as long as they feel they are not represented very well in that coalition, I'm sure they will vote otherwise. So what will happen? Let's take a scenario. Who can be, if it's not Kalonzo, who? Then who? Who else has the numbers in Azmio? Another big wig in Azmio that controls a good number of following from the public is Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is already serving president. He cannot come back. Rule him out. You go. Alfred Mutua, Peter Kibwana, they are all amateurs. They can't even bring 1 million votes on the table. They cannot, including Gideon Moi. Apart from being a prince sorry, apart from being a prince in waiting, he doesn't even control his own Baringo County. Remember the days of BBI. His own county did not vote, did not pass the BBI bill. So you see, leave also rule him out. You go to Martha Karua, he doesn't control anything, including Kirinyaga, because even Kirinyaga is gone already. So leave another one. Peter Kenneth, he doesn't have anything. Kivuza Kibwana doesn't have. Wycliffe Palace doesn't have. Alasan Joho doesn't have. The coast is already split between now. Michael Sonko is now changing the politics of the Mombasa, the coastal region. Everything is changing. The guy is changing. And actually, the way I'm saying things, Kalonzo Musyoka is reasserting himself. Kalonzo Musyoka is in the coalition, but is in the coalition to make himself, to reassert himself. Not because he wants Laila too much, but this is a marriage of convenience. This means he's pursuing his own goals, like he said. Once they are voted out, he will start to pursue his presidential bid. The challenge is who is going to let him. That's where the challenge is going to be. That's why he's fighting tooth and nail to become the next DP. But becoming the next DP doesn't guarantee you an opportunity to pursue. Because depending on what they have seen from William Ruto, they will not accept anything like that to happen again. So that's the main big challenge. That's why they brought them into the coalition as early as possible and even brought in the bill to make sure they control them as early as possible. Just imagine if Kalonzo Musyoka was not yet in Azmio, all these wordings we are hearing and exchange of words, if he was not wasn't he was out of the Azmio, what would have happened as of now? He would not have joined them. So this all this we are saying is pure politics. So many things are going to happen, but me, as of now, as it stands, William Ruto is still ahead by 20%. He's still ahead, and maybe to let me talk about this. One thing I want to talk about, I saw a certain commentator saying, if Mount Kenya gets a presidential candidate, the way we see Jimmy Wanjiki and some other guy from Mount Kenya, Ruto will become a third force. He will become, and I was like, and his analysis was basing on William Ruto having a voter bloc all based in Mount Kenya. Forgetting in 2013, William Ruto, of all the votes they gathered, William Ruto brought 50% to make Uhuru Kenyatta president. In from the Kalenjin, in 2017, William Ruto brought 35% of the votes. 35% of the votes from the Rift Valley. So someone who has that's around 3 million, 2 to 3 million votes. Someone who already has 3 million votes, over 3 million votes from the Rift Valley. He only needs 30% of Mount Kenya. 30% is around also 2 to 3, 2 to 5 million votes. That's approximately 80 million. 6 to 7 million votes. And someone tells you that that person can just become a third force from nowhere. And in the runoff, he will not be even in that contest. It's someone else. So sometimes when I listen, I don't blame them. After I understand them, some of them are working, some of them are paid to do what they do, even including the polls they bring out, everything they do. So I'll just leave it at that. But what William Ruto is a man to beat. Like it or not, he's a man to beat. He has done his homework very well. He knows Kenyans. He knows Kenyan politics. He knows what to do and how to do it. That's the biggest. And the challenge is he controls everything in his own. His cards are always in his chest like this. So no one can understand his next move. And that's very dangerous. But as Mio, the way they are operating as amateurs. Completely delusional. Because now, if you deny Kalonzo Musyoka a ticket, even this mere fracas of contesting for that position is bringing divisions that you wouldn't have wanted. But no one has control. Even 60%, no one has that coalition controlled at least by 60%. Everyone controls a certain kakon. Everyone is bringing in his people to safeguard his own interests. So when I saw these governors, Alfred Mutua, and some other parties, they wanted to vote out of Azimio, but they couldn't. The register of political parties told them, you cannot move out. That means it was a trap. They cannot, including Kalonzo himself, they cannot move out of Azimio. So that means even if they give you a position, even if they don't, you must stick to the coalition. So it's up to you to work for it to win, such that you get at least to be a prime minister like Kalonzo. Kalonzo can be given a prime minister position. Of course, it's a humiliation already, but that's it. That's politics. If you can't plan, they will plan for you. That's all. That's what happens. That's politics. Thank you for watching. Today, it's a Sunday, very, very good Sunday. Thank you for watching. We should be coming through when you get time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. Please share with friends. Please share with colleagues. We will keep on bringing new updates about what's happening around the globe. There are so many things I would want to talk about. Anyone willing to engage me, you can come, but you must be knowledgeable. Yes, about anything, any topic you feel like talking about. Me, I'm well versed with everything. What I don't know, I research. So I'm free. Anyone willing to have one-on-one chat, you can do a live video, you can do anything. If you're willing and you have any topic you want to talk about, I can talk about anything. At least I have a clue about everything. be it economics, be it education, be it come we talk about, we digest, we talk about, we argue respectively. Yeah, we don't exchange words, we argue and we agree to disagree. So we do as educated people. Thank you so much for watching. See you again next time. Please hit the notification bell such that you get to be notified when I post a new video. Thank you so much. I sign out. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.